Why is the subject omitted in sentences like thought you'd never ask? Thought you'd never ask is I thought you'd never ask with I omitted. Hope this helps is I hope this helps with I omitted. In English grammar, normally every sentence should have a subject, right? My first thought is that these two examples are so often used that they are like set phrases. But these are not really set phrases. You can alter the words after thought and hope. Another possible explanation is the tendency to drop the subject if it is the first-person pronoun. It seems that in many languages, such as Spanish, Italian, and Japanese, the first-person subject is usually omitted. Maybe English is going the same way? Not exactly the same, since in Italian, verb forms change according to the person, so the subject is not necessary to understand who one's referring to. And, apparently, such omission is more common in spoken English than in written English. Are there more examples of such first-person subject omission? How frequent is it?
The implied subject is a common feature of conversation and some writing, especially fiction, not necessarily limited to dialogue. Where the subject is clear, it is frequently omitted. This is a form of ellipsis. Great, for that's great. Such a waste, for that is such a waste. Coming, for I'm coming. There are many more. In each case, the subject will be understood, usually from something someone else has said. Person A, you don't have time to talk with Martha. Person B, not true. I've moved my schedule around. There's even a famous advertising campaign in the US featuring people from different walks of life who are sporting a milk mustache. Milk on the upper lip from having recently drunk some milk. The headline, got milk. But the implied subject is most often seen in imperative statements. Go now. Stop. Get up. In the above, the subject is you, and is hardly ever included.
The principles and parameters theory of languages might answer your question. According to this theory, languages have certain parameters that can be either on or off position. The property you are asking about is known as the pro-drop, pronoun-dropping, parameter. Spanish is pro-drop, but English isn't. There is another parameter called verb attraction. The interesting thing is that all pro-drop languages are also verb attraction languages. If I understand the theory correctly, there are good reasons why a language with the pro-drop feature must have the verb attraction feature. So if you believe the principles and parameters theory, English cannot gain the pro-drop parameter until it has gained the verb attraction parameter. All the counterexamples given above are, presumably, exceptions that prove the rule.
This is due to a phenomenon that occurs in intimate conversational spoken English called conversational deletion. It was discussed and exemplified quite thoroughly in a 1974 PhD dissertation in linguistics at the University of Michigan that I had the honor of directing. Thrasher, Randolph H., Jr. 1974. Shouldn't ignore these strings, a study of conversational deletion, PhD dissertation, linguistics, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. To quote, "1.24, last person I expected to meet was John. 1.25, wife wants to go to the mountains this year," all from Thrasher 1974 page 5. The phenomenon can be viewed as erosion of the beginning of sentences, deleting some, but not all, articles, dummies, auxiliaries, possessives, conditional if, and, most relevantly for this discussion, JL, subject pronouns. But it only erodes up to a point, and only in some cases, whatever is exposed, in sentence initial position, can be swept away. If erosion of the first element exposes another vulnerable element, this too may be eroded. The process continues until a hard, non-vulnerable element is encountered. Ibidem page 9. In general, exposed first-person subjects are vulnerable in statements, and second-person in questions, and any exposed pronoun is vulnerable if it is recoverable from later in the sentence. 3.2, can't do it, can't break time equals, 1s, break, p furious smiley, p, Ibidem page 59. Let me reiterate that this phenomenon only occurs in speaking English, and in other informal communication systems like email and texting that work like speech. It is not good formal written style, except for reporting dialogue in a story.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.